While the Bible doesn't use the word autophagy, which means self-eating, a cellular process where the body cleans out damaged cells to regenerate newer, healthier cells, it certainly speaks to the results that modern science attributes to it: renewal, healing, and purification. Isaiah 58, verses 8 and 9. Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and he will say, Here am I. Consider, your healing will quickly appear in light of autophagy. When the body undergoes a fast, particularly extended fasts, it initiates cellular repair processes. Could this quick healing be the biblical description of a divinely enabled physiological renewal, part of the holistic restoration God promises for true fasting? The light breaking forth can also be seen as an internal clarity that comes from a cleansed system, both physically and spiritually. Psalm 51, verses 7 and 10. Cleanse me, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. While not directly about fasting, the desire for cleansing and renewal is a core biblical theme. Fasting, in its physical dimension, serves as a means of internal cleansing. This internal physical cleansing can mirror and facilitate the spiritual cleansing and renewal of heart and spirit. The body, when given a break from constant digestion, naturally enters a state of repair. Spiritually, when we cease from our usual distractions and comforts, we create space for God to do a work of purification and renewal within us. Biblical figures like Moses, Exodus 34 verse 28, and Jesus, as touching his humanity, Matthew 4 verse 2, fasted for extended periods in the wilderness. This wasn't just about spiritual discipline. It was also a period of immense physical adaptation. Their bodies would have been forced to become highly metabolically flexible, shifting from glucose reliance to burning fat and producing ketones. This metabolic state, which facilitates autophagy, would have honed their focus and endurance, preparing them for profound spiritual encounters. The wilderness stripped them of external comforts, forcing them into a state of fundamental reliance and internal resourcefulness. The early church fathers, though lacking modern scientific vocabulary, spoke extensively about fasting in ways that align remarkably well with the benefits of autophagy and metabolic shifts. They emphasized purification, clarity, and discipline, concepts deeply intertwined with what we now understand as cellular renewal. Chrysostom viewed fasting not as punishment, but as a therapeutic practice. He taught that fasting makes the mind clearer, the spirit lighter, the body more agile, and releases all those carnal desires which lead to evil. A clearer mind and lighter spirit are common reports from those experiencing ketosis, a metabolic state induced by fasting, where the brain uses ketones for fuel, often leading to enhanced cognitive function. The more agile body and release of carnal desires can be linked to reduced inflammation, improved cellular function, and a decreased preoccupation with food, allowing for greater spiritual freedom. Chrysostom saw it as a means to heal the wound of sin and purify the inner person. Basil explicitly connected fasting with physical and spiritual well-being. He wrote, "Fasting is a source of health, a medicine for sickness, a fountain of purity. It is like a strong fence around the body and a sure defense for the soul." Source of health and medicine for sickness directly points to the body's self-healing mechanisms, which autophagy significantly contributes to. Fasting allows the body to repair itself, reduce inflammation, and optimize cellular function. Fountain of purity speaks to both the physical detoxification and the spiritual purification that comes from self-denial and turning towards God. Tertullian emphasized fasting as a means of disciplining the body, stating, "By fastings and abstinences, and all sorts of humiliations, we chastise the flesh and tame its desires." When the body is chastised through fasting, it undergoes metabolic shifts. The reduction in sugar cravings and the body's switch to burning fat, ketones, can indeed lead to a feeling of greater control over physical desires. This metabolic shift is precisely what allows for cellular cleanup, autophagy, making the body more efficient and resilient, thus taming its desires for unhealthy inputs. This is where modern science sheds light on the physiological mechanisms behind the ancient wisdom. Autophagy, the body's self-cleaning crew. What it is: a natural, regulated mechanism of the cell that removes unnecessary or dysfunctional components. It's a cellular recycling program. How fasting triggers it. When you fast, your insulin levels drop significantly. Low insulin is a key signal that activates autophagy. Your body, sensing a lack of incoming nutrients, starts to break down old, damaged proteins and organelles to use their components for energy and to build new, healthy cells. This process is crucial for cellular health, longevity, and disease prevention. It's linked to anti-aging, reduced inflammation, improved immune function, and neuroprotection. The healing, mentioned in Isaiah 58, and by the Church Fathers, takes on a tangible cellular dimension. When you fast for a period, typically 12-24 hours or more, your body depletes its glycogen, stored glucose, and starts burning fat for energy. The liver converts fatty acids into molecules called ketones, beta-hydroxybutyrate, acetoacetate, and acetone. Ketones are an incredibly efficient fuel source for the brain and body. Many people report enhanced mental clarity, sustained energy, and reduced hunger while in ketosis. This contributes to the clearer mind and lighter spirit described by Chrysostom. Ketones also have anti-inflammatory properties. In our modern, carbohydrate-rich diets, most people are sugar burners and lack metabolic flexibility. Regular, mindful fasting trains your body to access and utilize its fat stores, making you more metabolically adaptable and resilient. This leads to stable energy levels and reduces reliance on constant food intake, which can manifest as greater physical discipline. What you might not have fully realized is how deeply interconnected the physical and spiritual aspects of fasting truly are, and how modern science now illuminates the very mechanisms by which these ancient practices deliver their benefits. The humbling of the soul isn't just a mental or emotional state. It's facilitated by the physical realities of the body's response to fasting. When your body is undergoing autophagy, cleansing, and switching to ketone metabolism, there's a tangible shift in how you feel, think, and perceive. This shift can naturally lead to reduced external distractions, less focus on food, more focus on prayer and reflection. Enhanced clarity. Ketones fuel a sharper mind, a sense of detachment from worldly appetites. The physical discipline reinforces spiritual discipline, an intuitive feeling of internal cleansing and renewal, which aligns perfectly with spiritual purification. So, when the early church fathers spoke of fasting making the body more agile or providing purity, they were describing the experience of metabolic and cellular changes that we now categorize as autophagy and ketosis. They understood the outcome, even if they didn't have the micro-level biological explanation. Fasting, therefore, is not just about what you don't eat, but about what your body and spirit are doing in the absence of food, repairing, renewing, purifying, and drawing closer to their ultimate source, Jesus the Christ. It's a truly holistic practice designed for the flourishing of the entire person. I hope this gives you a fresh and deeper appreciation for the ancient practice of fasting.